One sunny day, as the animals of the forest gathered at the edge of a clearing for their daily meeting, Hare boasted about his speed. He hopped from one end of the clearing to the other in a flash, showing off his incredible agility. "Look at me. I'm the fastest animal in the forest," Hare exclaimed, puffing out his chest proudly. "No one can beat me in a race." The animals clapped and cheered, impressed by Hare's speed. However, one animal remained quiet, watching the scene with a thoughtful expression: Tortoise. He had seen Hare's boastful behavior many times before, and while he admired Hare's speed, he knew there was more to life than just being fast. As Hare continued to boast, an idea formed in Tortoise's mind. He slowly made his way to the front of the group and cleared his throat. "Hare," Tortoise began, "I admire your speed and agility, but I believe there is more to a race than just being fast. I propose a challenge, a race from this clearing to the old oak tree at the edge of the forest. It will test not only our speed but our endurance and character." The animals gasped in surprise. A race between Tortoise and Hare seemed absurd. Everyone knew that Hare was much faster. Hare, seeing an opportunity to showcase his speed once more, grinned widely. "A race? With you, Tortoise? This will be over before it even starts." Hare laughed. "But if you want to make a fool of yourself, I'll accept your challenge." Tortoise nodded solemnly. "Remember, Hare, the race is not just about speed. It's also about perseverance and humility." The day of the race arrived, and the forest buzzed with excitement. Animals gathered along the path, eager to see the unexpected race. Squirrels chattered, birds sang, and even the wise old owl perched on a branch, curious to see how this race would unfold. At the starting line, Hare stretched his legs, grinning confidently. Tortoise stood calmly beside him, focused and composed. The squirrel referee raised a small branch and called out, "On your marks, get set, go." With a burst of speed, Hare shot off, leaving a trail of dust behind him. Tortoise, as expected, started slow and steady, moving one deliberate step at a time. The animals watched Hare's quick start with awe, certain he would win the race in no time. As Hare raced ahead, he couldn't help but laugh to himself. "This is too easy. Tortoise is so far behind, I'll have plenty of time to rest," he thought. Soon, he came upon a shady spot beneath a tree and decided to take a nap. After all, he was far ahead, and Tortoise was moving so slowly that he believed there was no way he could lose. Meanwhile, Tortoise continued his steady pace. He knew he wasn't fast, but he trusted in his ability to keep moving forward without stopping. As he plodded along, he thought about Hare's confidence and how it sometimes led him to overlook important things, like perseverance and respect for others. As Tortoise made his way through the forest, he encountered various animals who offered him encouragement. A family of ducks quacked their support, and a group of deer nodded approvingly as he passed by. Tortoise felt grateful for their kindness, but he remained focused on his goal. As he approached the spot where Hare was napping, Tortoise slowed down and looked at his sleeping competitor. Hare's chest rose and fell gently as he snoozed, a smile on his face. Tortoise knew that Hare's overconfidence had led him to underestimate the importance of staying focused and not taking anything for granted. Tortoise didn't wake Hare. He simply continued on his way, keeping his steady pace. He was determined to finish the race, not to prove he was better than Hare, but to show that perseverance and humility were valuable traits. Hours passed, and the sun began to set. The animals along the path whispered in disbelief as Tortoise steadily approached the finish line. Hare, still asleep under the tree, finally woke up. He stretched and yawned, confident that he still had plenty of time to win. As Hare hopped back onto the path, he noticed the sun was lower in the sky than he had expected. Panic set in as he realized he had slept much longer than he intended. He sprinted towards the finish line, hoping he could still catch up. Tortoise, with his slow and steady pace, finally reached the old oak tree. The animals erupted in cheers, astonished and thrilled by Tortoise's perseverance. Tortoise smiled, feeling a sense of accomplishment and pride not because he had won, but because he had stayed true to himself and his values. Just as Tortoise crossed the finish line, Hare appeared on the horizon, racing as fast as he could. But it was too late. Tortoise had already won the race. Hare skidded to a halt, panting and wide-eyed. He couldn't believe what had happened. He, the fastest animal in the forest, had lost to Tortoise. Hare hung his head, feeling embarrassed and humbled. Tortoise approached Hare and gently patted him on the back. "It's okay, Hare," Tortoise said kindly. This race was never just about speed. It was about learning that perseverance and humility are just as important as being fast. Hare nodded, feeling ashamed of his arrogance. He realized that he had been too focused on winning and showing off his speed, without considering the true nature of the race or respecting his opponent. Hare looked at Tortoise with newfound respect. "You were right, Tortoise," Hare admitted. "I was so sure of myself that I didn't even try my best. I was so busy comparing myself to you that I forgot to appreciate my own strengths and to recognize my weaknesses." Tortoise smiled. "We all have our strengths and weaknesses, Hare. It's important to recognize them and use them wisely, without comparing ourselves to others. That's how we grow and improve." The forest animals gathered around Tortoise and Hare, congratulating them both. They praised Tortoise for his perseverance and Hare for learning an important lesson in humility. The wise old owl spoke up, addressing the crowd. "Today we have all learned something valuable," the owl hooted. "It's not always the fastest or the strongest who succeed, but those who persevere and remain humble. We should all strive to recognize our own strengths and weaknesses and not compare ourselves to others. Each of us is unique, and we all have something special to contribute." As the celebration continued, Tortoise and Hare sat together, reflecting on the day's events. Hare, still feeling a bit embarrassed, thanked Tortoise for teaching him an important lesson. "Thank you, Tortoise," Hare said sincerely. "You've shown me that there's more to life than just being the fastest. I need to learn to appreciate what I have and work on my weaknesses without belittling others." Tortoise nodded. "And I appreciate your willingness to learn and grow, Hare. That's what makes us better in the end." From that day on, Tortoise and Hare became good friends. They often talked about their experiences and the lessons they had learned. Hare practiced being more humble and patient, while Tortoise continued to value his steady pace and thoughtful nature. They realized that they could learn a lot from each other, and they often helped their fellow animals understand the importance of perseverance and humility. The other animals in the forest were inspired by Tortoise and Hare's story. They began to celebrate not just speed and strength, but also the qualities of determination, kindness, and respect for one another. The forest became a more harmonious place, where each animal was encouraged to be the best version of themselves without feeling the need to compete with others. The tale of Tortoise and Hare teaches us that true success isn't just about being the fastest or the strongest. It's about recognizing our strengths and weaknesses, persevering in the face of challenges, and remaining humble and respectful toward others. Comparing ourselves to others only leads to unnecessary competition and stress. Instead, we should focus on our own growth and celebrate the unique qualities that make each of us special. As the sun set over the forest, the animals returned to their homes, filled with a newfound understanding and appreciation for one another. Tortoise and Hare walked together, side by side, grateful for the journey they had shared and the lessons they had learned. And so, the forest thrived in harmony, a testament to the power of perseverance and humility in bringing out the best in everyone. As our story draws to a close, we hope you enjoyed the tale of Tortoise and Hare and the valuable lessons they learned about perseverance, humility, and friendship. Stories like these remind us that everyone has unique strengths and weaknesses, and that true success comes from understanding and valuing what makes us special. If you loved this story, there's so much more to explore. Kids Craze Tunes is your gateway to a world full of adventures, fun, and learning. By subscribing to our channel, you'll get access to more engaging stories, colorful animations, and lessons that inspire and entertain. Whether you're looking to laugh, learn, or embark on a magical journey, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on our next exciting story. Hit the subscribe button and join the Kids Craze Tunes family today. Let's learn and grow together, one story at a time.